Takataka mjinga yote mwenye anakuja hapa block. Nikimpinga, nikiongelelea vitu zenye anafanya, mnafikiria ninampinga kwa sababu gani? Mnanipinga na mnasikia vibaya nikimuongelelea kwa sababu mimi ni Mjaluo. Na yeye ni Mkisii. Yes. Ni hiyo tribalism nawaambia hapa. Imewafunika macho mpaka you cannot see beyond your noses. You cannot see beyond your noses. Mimi ni Mjaluo, but sitaki kuona Raila Odinga kwa ballot 2027. I don't want to see Raila Odinga on the ballot in 2027 because he serves no purpose being there. The truth is the truth. You're not going to change it.
Hello guys, it's your girl Patience Status. Welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If it's your first time here, make sure you hit the subscription box and put on the notification bell so that you don't miss any time I post a new video. Remember, I'm the queen of online gossip. So welcome to today's video. Don't forget to give it a like and leave a comment on the comment section.
Unasikia? Whether you people like it or not. That is my message to you. Unless kitu imfanyikie sahi akufe peke yake. That is the only thing that is going to prevent him from being a president. Unless akufe. But 2027, William Samoei Ruto anaenda kukua president tena. And I would like to speak very slowly because some of you people are emotionally charged and you like not to see things the way things are. Unajua, munapenda kureact out of emotions, munapiga kelele pom 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 piom 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 piom, but you don't understand how Kenyan politics works. And I don't know why we keep on forgetting. Unajua, sijui kama ni selective amnesia ama ni nini. Sielewi shida ni nini, lakini Kenyans have a history. One of the worst histories that we have kama wa Kenya ni kwamba we forget. We forget very, very fast about how politics works. And we also forget that the politics in Kenya has been run by 3 families, 3 dynasties from time immemorial. The Odinga dynasty, the Kenyatta dynasty, and now the Mois in the Rift Valley. Unasikia? The Kenyans and Kenyan politics has always been tribal. Hiyo ndio kitu moja mtaki kukubali. Ya kwamba politics za Kenya zimekuwa tribal from time immemorial. And there is no changing that. Because for us to be at a place that we recognize that tribalism ni problem yenye we need to resolve, sisi wenyewe kama Kenya lazima tuanze ku work on us by ourselves. I see Gen Z wakipiga kelele, oh, freedom is coming. No. There is no freedom that is coming. You cannot ask for freedom if you've not freed yourself as an individual. The only time that freedom will come to Kenya is when each and every individual frees themselves. Because we have freedom. Hey, we want freedom. Hey, who told you that Kenya needs a savior? The people that need saving are the Kenyans themselves as individuals. Kenya does not need a savior. Kenyans themselves need saving as individuals. Because it is the decisions of Kenyans as individuals that has always led us to making the wrong political decisions. You don't need a savior. You need to save yourself first. Nobody is going to save you. You will need to save yourself first. And that is why nasema Gen Z ni wajinga. Kwa sababu hawajajiangalia wenyewe kwanza. You've got to save yourself first. Because that is where the problem is. Sisi wenyewe ndio tuko na shida. Si ati unahitaji mtu akuje kukusave. No way. Even if you make a Morara president today, and within you still believe that you are not supposed to be going to work, unafaa kuwa unapatiwa handouts, unakaa chini, you think you're saving Kenya? Unafikiria kitu una save Kenya? Is there anything you're doing? You're not. The people that need saving are Kenyans themselves. You need to reflect on yourselves, look at your history as Kenyans, and understand what happens in politics in Kenya before you go to the streets and yap, oh, Morara for president. Chekesha atakuwa president kwa ndoto zenu. Let me tell you the bitter truth that you don't want to hear. The presidential results and elections in Kenya are decided by the IEBC. They are not decided by Kenyans. Elections in Kenya are decided by IEBC. It is not Kenyans. I'm sorry to give you that bad news. And that is why Kibaki became president and was sworn in at night. And that is why Ruto beat Raila Odinga with 30 something votes. That is how it works, and that is why Musando was killed. Mko hapo mnapiga kelele, Morara tosha, where is it? What is he going to do? Anaenda kufanya? Elections in Kenya are decided by a few individuals. It's never the vote. Your vote does not count. Your vote does not count. Your vote as a Kenyan has never counted. And these are the things that you need to take care of. Because we've already identified that there's a problem with the electoral system. How then do we change that system? You think you're going to be changing the system by shouting in the streets and screaming in the streets? How many times have we shouted? How many times have we protested? Did we not have people dying in Kiambaa because of elections? People died, watu walichomwa makanisani wakakufa, wamama na watoto. Watu walikuwa wanavamia majirani wakikatana na mapanga na mashoka kwa sababu ya elections. Na bado tukarudi kwa election with the same system, na bado the same people wenye walikuwa in power wakaendelea na kazi yao. So mumekuwa mkiprotest. What greater protest do Kenyans want than the shedding of innocent lives, the blood ya watu wenye walikufa? 2007 watu wangapi walikufa? Ni nini tena mnatafuta yani mnafikiria kuna ingine uchungu kushinda yenye tuliona 2007? Is there? Penye mulikuwa wanyama mnaingia kwa nyumba za majirani mkimalizana, mkikatana na mapanga. Kunayo wengine mnafikiria kwenda pale kwa street kusema Morara for president inaenda kuchange anything? Do you think that's going to change something? Hebu mniambie, wenye mnasema Morara for president, tell me, how is he going to be president? Hebu explain to me in simple terms how Morara is going to be your savior and your president. How is he going to be your president? How is he going to be your savior? Hebu explain to me. How? Because currently we still have the same IEBC hapo. The IEBC Reforms Act was passed in Parliament just the other day. How many Gen Zs even know what is there? Mumeona? Ebu moderators, toa takataka yoyote yenye nakuja kuuliza maswali ya majinga hapa. Nilisema hii live sio wapumbavu. Takataka mjinga yote mwenye anakuja hapa block. Nikimpinga, nikiongelelea vitu zenye anafanya, mnafikiria ninampinga kwa sababu gani? Mnanipinga na mnasikia vibaya nikimuongelelea kwa sababu mimi ni Mjaluo. Na yeye ni Mkisii. Yes. Ni hiyo tribalism nawaambia hapa. Imewafunika macho mpaka you cannot see beyond your noses. You cannot see beyond your noses. Mimi ni Mjaluo but sitaki kuona Raila Odinga kwa ballot 2027. I don't want to see Raila Odinga on the ballot in 2027 because it serves no purpose being there. The truth is the truth. You're not going to change it. Why would I even think about him being on the ballot? For what? Ananisaidia na nini? Thank you, Lunacy. You are so obsessed with thinking that the change in Kenya is eti inafanyika hivi. It's not going to happen that way. Ile change ya Kenya yenye inatakikana kwa Wakenya inafaa kuanza na Wakenya wenyewe. You as an individual, if somebody gave you 50 million today as a Kenyan kama bribe, utaikata? Ask yourself that question. If somebody came to you today with 50 or 20 million as a Kenyan, would you take it or not? Start asking yourself those hard questions. Ask yourself why you receive handouts from your MCA. Ask yourself why you go and wait on the road for your MP akipita akupatie shilingi 200. Unasimama kwa barabara ukingoja gavana wako, ukingoja shilingi 200, 500, 1000. Unaenda kupanga foleni kwa ofisi ya gavana kutoka asubuhi mpaka jioni, unangoja handouts. Ask yourself those questions. You think that Morara is your savior? No, he's not. Nobody is going to save you. You need to save yourself first. Kenyans wenyewe ndio lazima watajiokoa wenyewe, right from your households. What do you teach your children? What do you teach your children about governance when you're in your households? About leadership? What do your children know about their governor, their senator, their roles? What are you telling them about leadership in Kenya? Are you talking to them about the history in Kenya? Are you telling them the truth about the post-election violence? Are you teaching your children about tribalism and the realities of it? Are you teaching them that? Are you teaching them governance? Do your children know the role of a governor, a senator, an MCA? Do they? Do your children even understand what public participation is? Nyinyi kama Wakenya wenzenu munajua what public participation is? Do you know the steps that are taken for a bill to become law in parliament? Do you know? Wewe mwenye unaenda kupiga kelele kusema Morara is your savior. How is Morara going to save you? Morara is not going to save you. The issues in Kenya cannot be done or be fixed by one individual. The problems in Kenya are communal, they're societal. And it will require a combined effort of Kenyans continuously and gradually educating themselves about the importance of good governance, right from the MCA level to the governor. Because we have devolution. What are you looking for Morara to be your savior? The corruption is within the counties. Wachana na hata ya national level. Wewe mwenyewe mwenye unapiga kelele, unatoka Kisii, unatoka Homa Bay, unatoka Kisumu kukuja kusema Morara must become president. Hapo kwa kaunti yako Homa Bay. Wewe kwa kaunti yako hiyo Homa Bay penye uko, do you know what happens in your county? Are you aware of what happens in your county Homa Bay? Do you even know how much was given to your county allocated? Do you know what happened in the past financial year in your county? Are you aware? Munajiita Gen Z. Munajua, have you participated in any county forums where you get to understand how much is allocated in the county and how bills are passed within the county level so that money is put to good use? Does your county even understand industrialization? Do you understand how you as a Gen Z can talk about or make proposals within the county level about the growth of industries, farming, employment for the youth and women? Do you know? Unaenda kuscream Nairobi ati mnachanga pesa kwa TikTok ati Morara must be president. Wajinga nyinyi. Na nitazidi kuwaita wajinga kila siku because nyinyi ni wajinga. Unaona? You think that fixing Kenya, a country that has been destroyed for several decades, is going to be fixed by screaming about Morara. I do agree that change is needed, but the change is not going to be in the presidency. The change is going to be with Kenyans themselves. Because it is the Kenyans themselves that actually elect mediocrity to parliament. It is not with Morara. The presidency is not the issue. The issue is good governance. The president does not decide who becomes governor. No. You, the people in the ground, what are you supposed to do? What is your role as a Kenyan voter? It begins with you. Very true, Lunacy. What is your attitude about the elections? Do you still see your neighbor as a Luo? Do you still see your neighbor as a Kikuyu? Do you see your children as people who you are afraid of going kwenda kusoma Naivasha kwa sababu we are heading to an election? What are the realities that we need to face as Kenyans today? If elections were held today na Morara ako kwa ballot na Ruto atapiga Morara asubuhi na mapema. If elections were held today and Morara is on the ballot with Ruto, I will tell you 190% sure Ruto will be president by 8:30. Yeah, by 8:30 in the morning. Because elections in Kenya, I have told you, are decided by a few individuals. And that is why I said, ile sensationalism iko kwa Gen Z ni ya upumbavu na ujinga, kwa sababu you are excited, you are just doing cheap talk. Yani nyinyi ni kama ile chai, mnaona ile chai ina boil, ukipika chai uweke chai kwa sufuria. Chai inachemka inakuja ina rise alafu mwishowe inarudi chini alafu inaisha. That is Gen Z. Chai yenye inachemka, but inachemka tu for a little while na inaisha. Morara has learned the system. He's a smart young man who has understood the foolishness of Gen Z. So him, the government is working with him in this way. Let me explain to you, because a lot of you don't see it. Currently, Ruto does not have an active opposition because Raila wetu na opposition wako kwa kitanda moja wanakula. And of course we know that we still have the old status quo people as members of parliament. Majority of members of parliament in parliament are the old guards wenye walianza enzi za Moi wakakuja kwa enzi za Kibaki na bado wako parliament mpaka sahi. Unapata kuna MP ameserve for more than 5 terms bado wako parliament. The same old people are there. When these people started the movement, the Gen Z, it started very well. The biggest mistake they made was not have a leadership structure. And when we talked about them having a leadership structure, wakaanza kusema, oh, we don't want leaders because leaders will be targeted by government. Chekesha. How are you going to trickle down your power to the grassroots level if you don't have leadership? Who is going to be talking to the people? Who is going to be educating the people on the importance of change in Kenya if you don't have leadership? You think people are going to be thinking about you just being a leader because they've gone to bed, alafu watalala wakuote, wafikirie Morara ndiye anafaa kuwa president? Stupidity. Leadership requires structure, requires planning, requires strategy. And especially when you're dealing and working with a government that is as corrupt and as ruthless as Ruto's. Then you go out there, you're screaming in the streets how he's going to be president. Where? Morara is a government stooge. And when I say a stooge, I mean this. He is a person that has been placed by government kupumbaza Gen Z until we reach 2027. That's what's going to happen. And that is why he's on the process of registering a political party. He does not have a political party. He has gone and requested for a name yenye alikuwa nayo ya inject kuona kama hiyo jina iko available with the registrar of political parties. ameambiwa hiyo jina iko available for registration. The process for registering a political party in Kenya goes like this. Usually you get a name. The first thing is to get a name. And once you get a name, you need to constitute at least 1,000 members for that political party. And these 1,000 members have to be coming from different ethnic backgrounds. No, there has to be an ethnic balance within the members. Even the constitution needs to show that it's a Kenyan thing that is going to encompass all Kenyans in it. And then you're supposed to pay a particular fee. Jina ikishapatikana iko available. It's about, I think, 100K or something. I think 100,000. And once you do that, there is a period of at least 180 days within which the registrar of political parties will make sure a vetting process continues for the person registering the party, and you do not need to be a government official. And also, that intention to register the political party is gazetted in the Kenya Gazette. In the Kenya Gazette. Once it is gazetted, anybody who feels that that political party should not be legitimized can come up na apinge na aseme hataki hiyo political party ikue registered. You have to have good reasons why. But every political party must be gazetted. The intention to register must be gazetted by the registrar of political parties for 14 days, I think. Then they get the response. If nobody has opposed it, you move to the next step. It takes about 180 days, within which period a lot of verifications and background checks are done. If the registrar of political parties feel that nothing serious is making them or stopping them from certifying that political party, a certificate is called a provisional certificate of registration is issued within that probation period of 180 days after a Kenya Gazette. And then after that provisional certificate has been issued and the 180-day period passes, you are issued now with the real certificate for your party. So Morara supporters coming to claim that he is registered, it's bullshit. He's not registered. There's no political party yet. So this is how the government is working with Morara. The government knows that there is so much noise being caused by the Gen Z right now. And the government understands that they can't deal with the noise made by the Gen Z. Because Ruto cannot talk to Gen Z. Nobody in the government can talk to Gen Z. But Morara can talk to Gen Z. And that is how he comes in. And that is why he was arrested. Wajinga nyinyi. Everything that was happening happened according to government's plan. That is something that they wanted. Because the government wants Gen Z to changamkia Morara kabisa. So that the government can have a strong opposition front. There are three things that the government is going to benefit when Gen Z is making noise about Morara. One, the government is going to create a diversion for them to continue misappropriating and doing what they need to do, while Morara and Gen Z are preparing for 2027. The noise, the protest that they will be making every morning and evening is going to give the government a chance, a little breather, to continue accumulating and stealing the little money and passing the bills that they need to pass, making some things that they need to do within parliament without noise, because Gen Z will be concentrating on Morara being president. That diversion is good. The noise will be directed and the energy will be directed towards Morara and building his political portfolio and preparing him for the presidential candidacy in 2027. Number two reason why Morara is a government stooge. The Kenyan government currently does not have a good standing internationally. The extrajudicial killings that have happened when protests were happening, they have given Ruto a bad name. So the international community that the government depends on for funding is looking at Ruto with a bad eye. So the only way for Ruto to look good is by making sure that Morara is arrested as an activist, as a young man that is against government, and this person also goes through the due court process, the due process of the law, without being harmed, without being beaten, without being abused anyway. The government made sure that he was arraigned in court duly. That is good for Ruto in international standings, because the international community and the funding that Kenya depends on actually looks at Kenya's standing when it comes to human rights. And the past few months, Ruto amekuwa akiangaliwa vibaya na international community kwa sababu ya vile vijana wetu waliwawa kwa protests during the finance bill na reject finance bill. So Ruto and his cronies made sure that they need to sanitize and make sure that everything looks good for them in terms of international human rights. And that is why Boniface Mwangi also alienda kainama pale nje, alafu watu wakaanza kumzunguka ati yo hamtashika Boniface Mwangi, hamtamshika Boniface Mwangi. All of those were planned by government, because once those things happen, you will see three things yenye mtakosa kuona. You will see crowds of people. Gen Z walikuwa wanapiga kelele wakisema ati ni Gen Z. No, Gen Z, you are not the only people that were in those crowds. Some of those youths that were in those crowds were paid by government to show up. When Morara is saying Ruto must go, the young men wenye wamepatiwa pesa kidogo kidogo kwenye kutoka kwenye vitongoji duni wote pia wanasema Ruto must go. They are given money by the government to show up. Hata saa ile Boniface anashikwa na analala chini eti watu wanamfunika ati wanakataza polisi kumshika, wenye walikuwa wamemlalia wote ni watu wa serikali, my friend. This government, if it wants to arrest you, you cannot stop them. The Kenyan government will arrest you in front of your children. They will arrest you when you are naked in the bathroom. They will arrest you when you are on top of your wife having sex. Watakushika, watakutoa. They will not wait for you. They don't care. Did you not see what happened with Keter? The day when Keter was with his family, akavurutwa kutoka kwa gari na watoto wake walikuwa wanalia. Wanapiga nduru, wanasema woi, and the wife was crying and the kids were there. They didn't care. Si walimtoa kwa gari. Wakamtoa kwa gari, wakamvuruta, wakamtoa mbele ya watu. So you guys want to tell me that the government of Kenya is lenient, they can't do anything? Musando alimalizwa aje? Kina Kajwang walimalizwa aje? Jacob Juma alimalizwa vipi? Mnataka kukaa hapa ati mnataka kuniambia Morara ako special. Yet Ruto alikuwa ni mwanafunzi wa Moi. Wajinga nyinyi. Unafikiria Ruto aliascend to power aje? He learned from the best. Ruto was Moi's whatever student, and Ruto learned from the best. Ruto was there with Moi, akakuwa na Kibaki, wakakuwa na Uhuru Kenyatta. So this is a person that is experienced. Na hata not just experienced, but he also has the muscle and the money, the financial muscle to buy a whole parliament in session. Na mko hapo mnapiga kelele ati oh, he can't do that. My friend, if the government wants you, it will find you. Sahi hata government ya Kenya ikinitaka, maybe mimi ndio hawezi wakanipata hapa, but if they do, they can. Kwani si kuna mtu alitokanga, thank you Mzuribe, si kuna mtu alitokanga Kenya akakuja mpaka hapa akapanga kuja kuua bibi yake na mtu wa taxi hapa Kenya? Ama mkuona hiyo news? Kama serikali inataka kukumaliza itakumaliza. There is nothing you can do about it. So this lie that you're coming up here at, you think Morara wants to be eliminated by government. Bullshit, wajinga nyinyi. Hakuna kitu kama hiyo. There's nothing like that. He is supposed to be there and he has been strategically put to make sure the noise ya Gen Z anaenda nayo mpaka 2027. Na nimewaambia, mnaona hiyo kitu kidogo ilifanyika hapo na Morara akaenda kotini na nini na nini. And why do you think kina Martha Karua appeared there? Why do you think all the political class, the big lawyers, the big politicians wote walifika pale? Walifika kwa nini? My friend, money. Umesikia? Why do you think Martha Karua went to nini? To represent Morara for a bail of 50,000. Morara was still going to be released. Hakuna vile Morara alikuwa anaenda kukaa kwa custody, because first of all, hizi vitu zenye mnaita ati cyber crime. Go and read what happened to the cyber crime supposedly past act. Si ilikuwa challenged in court na ikakuwa deemed, ikatupiliwa mbali. That it was unconstitutional. That is why his bail was set at 50,000. Kama he was a threat to government, my friend, angeambiwa akae ndani, aende industrial area, masimu zake zichukuliwe, wafanye investigation, wamalize. Unaelewa? Angekaa huko ndani. Na hata because wangesema he is a threat to government, and if you are a threat to government, you are also a flight risk. Wangechukua passport yake, unasikia? Wangechukua passport yake na wange make sure hawezi travel. If indeed Morara is a threat to government. He's not. That's just the truth that you guys don't want to see. They are watching him. Who is watching him? I'm telling you. Nimewambia, save this live. In 2027, Morara will not be for Gen Z. Morara will be at 2027, ikibaki masiku kidogo hivi ifike elections. Morara might choose to be in the ballot, but he will not be actively campaigning. Or he will choose to form a coalition. Aingie kwa coalition yenye kuna UDA na hao wengine. Ikue coalition. That is what's going to happen. Na very soon mutamuona akisema, oh, you can't fight government when you are outside. So I have decided, in the interest of the younger generations of this country, I'm going to be working with Ruto. Chekesha. This is a person that has worked with Ruto before. He campaigned for Ruto. When he was campaigning for Ruto, Morara did not know Ruto was bad. Morara was a student leader and he campaigned for Ruto. When did Ruto become bad to Morara? Ebu mniambie. Because in the run-up to Ruto becoming president and Ruto going to elections, we already had a stain on Ruto. Ruto was being accused of being the mastermind ya wale watoto kuchomeka na wamama kuchomeka kwa makanisa. Uongo ama ni ukweli? Ni uongo ama ni ukweli? Hebu mniambie. Si alipelekwa ICC before akuwe president? Ama in Kiamba, this was a person that campaigned for him. Ala. So what changed? Why is he now suddenly so good? Ni nini imefanyika ndio hiyo time hakukuwa anamuona kama mtu mbaya, sasa ndiye anamuona kama eti ni mtu mbaya, sasa ati anampinga? He had the opportunity to do the same when he actually had an ICC stain on his head. People died. And evidence was presented, and even kuna witnesses wali disappear. Mulimsikia Morara akiongelelea. He was a student leader then. Did he talk about it? Aliongelelea. Ndio maana nawaambia Gen Z, wajinga nyinyi. You need to pay attention. And nawaambianga, the saving that Kenya needs is individualistic. Kenyans as individuals wenyewe wanahitaji kujisave. You need to save yourselves as Kenyans. You don't need a savior. You as individuals, you need to work on yourselves. Reflect on yourselves and the people that you pay attention to as leaders and the people that you choose to align with, and think about tribalism, because that is the greatest cancer for us. Because nawaambia hii monster ya tribalism bado iko na sisi, bado iko na sisi, mpende msipende. Hata saa hii elections zikiitwa, the only tribe, and si eti kwa sababu mimi ni Mjaluo, the only tribe that has ever voted and supported Wakikuyu ni Wajaluo. Muniandikia hapo kwa comment kwa presidential election yoyote yenye Wakikuyu wamewahi kusupport any other tribe Mjaluo, muniandikia hapa chini. Tusemeni ukweli, si tunasema ukweli sasa. We've decided we are speaking the truth. Because sisi Wajaluo tulisupport Kibaki akiwa kwa wheelchair. Kibaki alikuwa kwa wheelchair, tukampigia kura. Tuliambiwa tu Kibaki tosha. Raila Odinga alisimama akasema Kibaki tosha. Na tukaamka mapema na asubuhi. Let me tell you, Wajaluo wanakuanga lazy kwa voting. Hata hii voting ya mwisho yenye ilifanyika, yenye Ruto alishinda Raila Odinga, saile Wakikuyu walikuwa wameamka mapema wanaenda kupiga kura pale. Waliamka saa 10, wako kwa laini. Wajaluo walikuwa wanadinyana.
So thank you so much for watching the video to the end. Remember to like, share, comment, and if you have not subscribed, please make sure you subscribe and put on the notification bell so that you know every time I post a new video. So guys, thank you. I'm gonna see you on my next video. Bye.